got this.
All right, girls, so I have a couple questions for you. Okay. Ready? Caitlin, what's it like to have a brother with autism?
Well, he's really funny, and he's nicer than like normal brothers, and like he doesn't know how to be mean.
I live on the same property with my family. It's a good life, give or take, and I do make a good living around the place. It's kind of a rental place, you know.
It's a little different. On a day-to-day basis with autism, you've got to be very, very patient. You've got to take time to explain and have a conversation. It takes time for processing. We happen to have our own business. It's a vacation rental, Bennett's Beach Estate. And Reed has actually learned how to take care of the rooms and actually check guests in, and he has his own little business. So it's been that's very good for him to be out there and to be talking to strangers, as he says. And that's a challenge for him as well. But it's a day-to-day process, and we take our time and we just try to be as patient as we can with each other.
My son is 3.5, so he's learning how to interact with other kids. He has a little difficulty doing so. He can be a little bit more rough, but we are working with his ABA therapist, and slowly he's coming along as far as, you know, being able to interact well with other children.
He's 2.5, so he is a 2.5-year-old autistic boy. So a lot of it is 2, but the autism part is hard because of how much extra work and help he needs. He goes to daycare 5 days a week, but he gets therapy there as well, and he also gets therapy at home. And I guess the struggle is the fact that he can't communicate. He understands everything that you say, but he can't express it, and he gets very frustrated, and he throws fits, and it's sad because he's trying to express himself and he can't. But I think in the long run, he's probably teaching us more than we're teaching him. In reality, I'm trying to learn how he thinks.
I don't have that many friends, but for my schooling, the best way to say it is life is pretty much my education. But if you really want to know what kind of public school I go to, every now and then I go up to this nice little school up in Orlando to learn the one thing I love more than anything else in the world: animation. In fact, I dream of becoming an animator for some of the big guys like Disney or Pixar one day. And this little school, Elite, ever since I was introduced to it in August of 2014, it was such a wonderful experience. Everything there is just great.
You know, there's no look to autism. A lot of people tell me now that my son is getting better with the ABA therapist, that, oh, I would never have guessed that he's autistic. Oh, he doesn't look autistic. But there is no look to autism. Autism is a wide variety of different people. So I would just say, try not to judge, be patient, and just love everybody. Because in the end, you really never know somebody's situation, and it's different for everybody.
We're still learning a lot, and we're still meeting other families and other autistic people, whether it be children or adults. And I guess I would just like to say that it's not, for those who have not experienced it, it's not generally what you think. There's not always like a tick. There's not always no communication at all. There's lots of different forms of communication, and you embrace them and you continue on and you try to encourage different forms of communication. Just basically be open to it and realize that the spectrum is large, and you never know what the future is going to bring. And doctors and people should not put limits on other people.
Anything special about Craig for you?
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
But I love him.
But we love them. That's good. So we're here today. This is our first annual Autism Awareness Dinner. We're at the HGTV house in Islamorada. We just want to thank you for everyone's support. This community has been amazing. This is my husband, Craig, and you'll catch a glimpse of our son later, but he started this nonprofit, and we're just very grateful for everyone and for all that everyone's doing for us tonight.
Heavenly Father, we come to you and we just thank you. Thank you for this venue, Lord. Thank you for the weather here tonight. Just thank you for just the great turnout that we have here tonight, Lord. We just pray that you would just do something great in this community through the Autism Society, Lord, and God, that you would just guide and direct all the things that this organization is doing. And we just give you praise for that. We just thank you for the food in advance. We thank you for what you're going to do tonight. And Lord, just help us to be a better lighthouse in this community to help families that are in desperate need here. We pray in Jesus' name.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, I'd like to introduce to you a very good friend of mine and someone who has a great, great heart for what we're here for tonight. May I introduce to you Jill Campbell.
My story starts off with my loving, adoring family, as I'll call them for tonight. This is my husband, Craig. Most of you know him. This is my older son, Anthony. He's here. He probably brought you in by golf cart. Isn't he fantastic? He's my mini-me. Then my daughter, Caitlin, my other mini-me. She's here somewhere. She left because Mom was going to talk. And my son, Craig. We're here tonight because of my son, Craig. I told him the other night, I was tucking him into bed, and I said, I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. He hates me right now. And I said, I want you to know the whole reason we're all coming here is because of you. You're so special. You started this whole thing and this passion that God's called me to do. And I'm just so grateful for you. So I just had to share that. But if I talk about him again, he'll kill me.
But one of the things that touched my heart was when Jill said that to me that when we met at the hotel, that in Monroe County, because of the lack of resources perhaps and whatnot, most families who have a child with autism have to leave Monroe County. They can't stay here, there's just not enough. And as a family that, including Nora, fell in love with the Keys and have made this our second home, and one day we look forward to spending a lot more time here, it breaks my heart to think that people, and it's a great place to raise a family, that people have to make a choice to leave paradise. That's why we have to do something about it.
The Autism Society of the Keys does so much to raise awareness about autism and to help our local children receive the help and services that we need. We owe a huge thank you to Craig and Jill Campbell for their time, effort, and unceasing dedication that they have devoted for this cause for so many years. By supporting the Autism Society of the Keys, we can show our support for their efforts and for the children of this community who depend on the important work we do. Thank you and enjoy your evening.
You don't have to understand it. Sometimes God has put your child here just so that we can see the heart of an angel, the face of an angel, the autistic children that I know who just see everything beautifully and kindly and lovingly, amazing, amazing things.
I promised my son years ago, I promised God I wasn't giving up on this child. And I promise you guys, I'm not giving up on yours either.